Dave, Brian Bozak, thank you for the $10, Brian. I appreciate that. Mia Salazar, how you guys doing? Listen, this is what I was thinking about. When I was in drug and alcohol counseling. Oh, what's up, Eagle Plumber, Frankie Rizzo? When I was in drug and alcohol counseling, right, they would ask us all types of questions just to see what our answers were. And I'll tell you a couple of them. One of them was, when is a good time to drink? Now, guys, give me your answer to that. If you were asked by a drug and alcohol counselor, when is a good time to drink? What would your answer be as an alcoholic? Not like you're trying to front or appease him or, make sure you give the right answer. Give the honest answer as an alcoholic. When is a good time to drink? I'm curious to see what you guys say. Yeah, the right answer to appease is never. But Dave, yeah, you got it, sir. Anytime, always, always. Brian Miller, exactly. Yeah, because I'll tell you why. We know as alcoholics, right? Every time is a good time to drink. Every time. Like, it doesn't matter the occasion. Oh, you're celebrating a holiday? Time to drink. Going out with friends for the night? Gotta have some drinks. When you're really depressed and down, better have some drinks. When you're really happy and something good happened, like a promotion, and you want to celebrate, time to have a drink. Before you go to bed at night, little alcohol will help me sleep. When you wake up in the morning, I take a shot to take the edge off. You know what I mean? After work, oh, what a stressful day. It's 5 o'clock. Let's go to happy hour. You know what I mean? Always, always, always. That's the answer. The true answer, honest answer from an alcoholic. Anytime is a good time to drink. So, it's funny because in that drug and alcohol counseling class, there was only a couple of people who answered it the right way. And believe it or not, the right way is to say always, because that's the truth coming from an alcoholic. I know you think the drug and alcohol counselor wants to hear never, but no, he's asking you for an honest answer. He's trying to get into your mind, to the mind of an alcoholic, and he wants to understand you. And he already knows the answer from any alcoholic would be always. So in a way, it's kind of a trick question. But it is true, isn't it? Hold on, guys. I just got a terrible shooting pain in my head. Anyway, any day that ends with Y. Yeah, absolutely. As an alcoholic, you look for reasons to drink, for sure. When you're down and you're fed up with your real life, that's one of the answers. Yep, Jason Mikesell. But if I am, to be honest, after work on weekends, hanging out with friends, and definitely for sporting events. So there's some other reasons. Now, Jason, I don't know if you're an alcoholic, but if you're not, that's fine. After work, weekends, hanging out with friends. If you're not an alcoholic, anytime is okay to drink, really. If you can handle it, sure. But if you're an alcoholic, it's not a good idea to drink ever, because you'll most likely wind up drinking always. Like if you were to relapse. Like I played the bargaining game with myself. Well, I'll only drink beer and I'll only do it on weekends or every third weekend or on holidays or certain occasions. Nah, it never works. You know what I mean? It never works. But regular people, listen, they can pick and choose. They can drink whenever they want. I had friends that could go out and have 2 or 3 drinks and then just go home and play with their kids and hang out with their wife and watch a movie. That was so alien to me, so foreign, because I was like, wow, I get a drink in me and there's no stopping, because I don't know if it's all alcoholics or if it's just me. But if I have a few drinks, I start to feel terrible as those drinks wear off. And it's not like when I'm in full blown active addiction and I'm experiencing withdrawal. I mean, tonight, I haven't had a drink in almost 43 months. And tonight, if I went and had a drink, I wouldn't be able to function for the rest of the night without drinking. Now, could I wake up tomorrow and not have a drink? Probably. Possibly. Who knows? Knowing my personal history, I'm pretty confident that I could. But the night tonight would be fucked. I would have to drink until I pass out. And then, don't get me wrong, even though I say I think I personally could wake up tomorrow and not have another drink, that doesn't mean I can do the same the next day and the next day and the next day. Because once you relapse, you almost see no point in getting back on track. You figure, I already fucked it up, right? Let me see if I could pull this off. And it doesn't matter how much clean time you've had in the past, how many times you've relapsed and learned that lesson the hard way. You'll always convince yourself that you could do it. You could do it. This time it'll work. I can only drink on special occasions. I'll only drink beer. I'll only drink when I'm with people, never when I'm alone. I'll never drink and drive. Never works out. Before you know it, you're doing all of those things. Because that's the brain of an alcoholic. It's diseased. It really is. And the alcohol makes the decision for you. And once your brain has had a taste of that alcohol and been addicted to it, it wants it forever. So when you give it a little taste, it says, "Oh, I need more of that." And I'm not going to let you rest until you give me more. It's crazy. It's a horrible, horrible fucking addiction. Horrible. I am hard pressed to find any addiction as bad as alcoholism. Any. Now heroin, that's definitely a challenger. You know what I mean? To alcoholism for being number one. But the thing about heroin is, it's not socially acceptable, and it's not everywhere you look. I mean, unless you live in West Baltimore or Kensington or some shit like that. But you know what I mean. It's not like you don't get together with your friends after work and do a little heroin. You know what I mean? You don't go for a drink with your boss after a hard day and then shoot up some heroin in the bathroom. You know what I mean? It doesn't work out that way. It's not socially acceptable. You don't go to a wedding and everybody's sitting around shooting up. No, but everybody's sitting around drinking. And when you go out with your boss, you're probably going to have some drinks. And when you go to dinner with friends, the whole purpose of it is probably to have some drinks. And it's okay. Nobody looks down on you for it. Alcoholism is, in my opinion, by far the worst possible addiction and also the most socially acceptable. It's the last addiction anybody's going to look at you and say you have a problem. You know what I mean? If they see you doing cocaine too often, they're going to say you have a problem. If they find out you've been doing heroin, they're going to say you have a problem. Pills, any of that stuff, crack, whatever. They're going to say you have a problem. You need help. But you ever notice with your friends, especially the ones that are heavy drinkers, they could see you at the worst possible point, damn near rock bottom. Suffering, and it's okay. It's just alcohol. You know what I mean? It's like, hey, what are you going to do? Not drink? That's crazy. No, it's really not crazy. It's not. Guys, listen, I've said it before. I have temptations from time to time when I'm out or when I'm on vacation, something like that. Not often. I have no temptation to sit at home and drink or go sit at a bar and drink. I never have since I got clean. But have I had temptations to, when I was in Miami, was I tempted to just call over that fucking cocktail waitress at the pool and say, "Bring me the biggest, fruitiest mixed drink pitcher you fucking have"? Of course. But I knew the consequences. The consequences would have been, at that particular moment, vacation ruined. We got, 4 or 5 days left? Well, guess what, Shanna? This is the last time you're going to see Chris till the end of this vacation. You're going to see an animal. You're going to see a vicious, cruel, violent individual. I'm going to be an asshole. I'm going to alienate you. You'll never look at me the same way again. The whole fucking rest of the vacation would have been a blackout. I wouldn't have even remembered it. It would have been a waste. And I probably would have came home and kept drinking. I knew that at the time. Same thing with we were in the Poconos one time. It's one of the only other times I had a strong temptation. Oh, Pocono Palace. It's I'm sure you guys have heard of it. It's the resort with the champagne glass hot tubs that are like, 12 feet tall, whatever, jacuzzis, whatever you want to call them, and the heart-shaped beds and the heart-shaped pool, and the mirrors all over the room and the starlight lights in the ceiling and all that. It really is an incredible experience, guys. If you ever get to go to either Cove Haven, Pocono Palace, or what's the other one? Oh shit, Paradise Stream, I think. Yeah, go. Take your woman, your wife, your girl, whatever, and go. It's fucking amazing. But anyway, when you book these rooms, I mean, these rooms are upwards of 600 a night. You know what I'm saying? You'll be lucky if you could get a room for 400 a night, and it's going to be the smallest room, and it's not going to be the full experience. You know what I mean? But when you book these package deals, you know you're going to spend a lot of fucking money, and quite often, I think always actually, dinner is included in the price. Okay, and dinner is not like they drop off a hamburger at your room. Dinner is they have this big, beautiful fucking dining room in the main building. You drive over there. If it's in the summer, they give you your own golf cart for the duration of your stay. So you could drive that over, whatever. You go in and it's just a fucking, oh my God. It's either a huge buffet style layout, or it's you order they'll give you 3 choices, or it might just be a steak and so and so shrimp night, whatever. But a lot of drinking, of course. Everybody's on their honeymoons and anniversary trips and vacations and shit. So I remember we walked in that dining room and we had a reserved table. Everybody did, of course. And we got over to our table, and the table next to us, man, Jesus. They had so many fucking different types of mixed drinks on their table. And it was only 2 people. And they all looked so good. And I froze. Shanna said, "What's wrong?" And I'm just standing there like a maniac in the fucking dining room staring at this table of this couple. Shanna's like, "What's wrong?" And I snapped out of it and I said, "I just want to grab every one of those drinks and just shove them down my throat. They look ice cold. We're on vacation. It would be awesome." But I didn't do it because guess what? Vacation ruined. Honeymoon ruined. Anniversary trip ruined. Because we went there for both. And that's it. Then I wake up the next day feeling like death, regretting it for the rest of my fucking life, starting my clean time over, alienating Shanna, and maybe I relapsed full blown to the point where now I can't stop. So I don't risk it. I don't risk it at all. Because it was a miserable fucking addiction. The worst. The word cocaine addiction wasn't as bad, even though the two went together. It wasn't as bad. The alcohol, because remember, there's been times I was addicted to only alcohol, and I'm telling you, it's a constant race. Literally, once you're physically addicted, and that doesn't take long, especially if you're drinking hard liquor like round the clock. Okay? Once you're physically addicted, it's a constant race against time. How do I get enough alcohol in my system that I'm not throwing up, that my hands aren't shaking? Oh my God, I got to make sure I have a bottle or 2 or a case of beer, whatever it is, before the withdrawal kicks in. You wake up in the morning, you're already fucking sick. It's a race. Get as many shots in you as possible, beers, whatever, just so you know that you can get out of bed and function at least for the next couple of hours. Or even if you can't function, you won't get sick for a while. And even that, guys, let me tell you something. I remember a time, right? See, there was a time that me and my mom were going to move to South Philly. Okay, I've talked about this before. It was around when I was 18, 19 years old. We actually went there. We found an apartment, I think, on 10th and Wolf, something like that. I'm pretty sure. No. Yeah, I think. We put a deposit down and all that shit. We were all set to move there. Um, Now, before we could, I caught a case. You know what I mean? And we had to cancel the deposit and give up the apartment in South Philly. But not long before that, we had taken a trip. Okay, we came into a little bit of money, I guess you could say, and we had taken a trip to my mom. It was her dream to go to Disney World, and my brother had been there. He loved it. He wanted to go. So me, my mom, and my brother decide to take this trip to Disney World. Now, I was so severely addicted. You have no idea how terrified I was of this trip. I don't even know why I went. I had no fucking interest in going to Disney World. You know what I mean? Not until I had a kid. Why would I want to go to Disney? That's how I felt. I didn't know how awesome it was at the time either. But we start taking this trip. We're driving the whole way, right? And I'm going through alcohol withdrawal every fucking few hours. You can't keep enough alcohol in me. Then finally, I think my brother got me a few bottles at a liquor store somewhere along the trip. And I remember we stopped at a gas station. I had finally drank enough liquor that I was fucking drunk. We stopped at a gas station in Virginia. And I guess I had words with the fucking clerk. So I went nuts. And like I said, I get violent and shit. So I go outside. My mom and my brother get in the car. I take a fucking milk crate and just smash it right through the fucking window. And then hop in the car and leave. But I could have got arrested. I could have got in trouble. My mom and brother were fucking terrified, more so my mom. And then as we were driving, we stopped, I believe, I want to say South Carolina to get a room for the night. You know what I mean? Because it was actually my mom doing all the driving. I was too drunk, and my brother, I don't think, had his license at the time. So we stop at some hotel in South Carolina. I wake up in the middle of the night because you guys know when you're an alcoholic, as soon as that alcohol wears off, whatever you drank that night, you're up like a fucking rocket because you're on a mission. Your brain is like, hold on, I need the good stuff. Where the fuck is it at? You know what I mean? And it starts torturing you. So I woke up basically in withdrawal, okay, in the middle of the night. My mom and my brother were fucking sleeping. So I decided, okay, I'm going to go find some liquor. So I take my mom's keys. I get in the car and I start driving around. Now we're in the middle of fucking nowhere in South Carolina. There's no stores. There's no nothing. Okay. Now I'm going through alcohol withdrawal driving. Probably still have mad alcohol in my breath. I was definitely in no condition to drive. And then guess what happened? Got lost. I had no idea where that hotel was. I left out in a hurry, jumped in the car, and took off. Now I'm lost in South Carolina. My mom's car I got. My mom and my brother in the fucking hotel room. And I don't know where the hotel is. It took me a while, but eventually I found it. Luckily, I remembered what the outside looked like. And I don't even want to tell you what I had to go through to figure out which room was theirs. But that's, another story. I went through this the whole way to Florida. Once we got to Florida, we got a hotel, I think, in Kissimmee or Kissimmee, however the fuck it's pronounced. And I was, leaving Las Vegas. I was like Nicolas Cage in that fucking movie. I could not leave the hotel. I couldn't go to Disney. There's no way. I was so goddamn severely addicted. All I could do was sit in that hotel 24 hours a day while they were out at Disney having a ball in the beautiful weather. My aunt and my cousins actually came from Bensonhurst and met us there. You know what I mean? They got a hotel a couple of miles away. And I couldn't do it. There's no way. And one day, my mom and my brother talked me into it. So I said, okay. And my brother had gotten me a flask because he knew. I said, all right. So I filled the flask with vodka. By the time we got to Disney, I had already drank half of it. Okay. I'm already going into withdrawal. We get in Disney and we were online for something. And I ran out. I drank it all. I kept sneaking behind buildings and shit and drinking it, because I was underage and you can't be, drinking out of a flask. Um, I ran out and I got so sick online that because I was already in withdrawal half the time anyway, because I hadn't drank enough that day. And we get, I had to tell my mom, like, that's it. I can't do this. I'm sick. You got to bring me back. And my poor mother had to leave Disney. Her sister, her niece and nephew, her son, oldest son, and drive me 45 minutes away back to the fucking hotel. And then what did I do? I just stayed there. I stayed, except for one night. I was suicidal. One night there was a thunderstorm, a lot of lightning and shit. So I decided to go swimming. So I ran out of the fucking room in shorts and jumped into the fucking pool. The hotel did not like that. I didn't get to stay long in the pool, that is. Now, I hadn't eaten at this point in about 10 days or so. And I hadn't eaten a real meal in probably months. I was 112 fucking pounds. Same height as I am now. Okay? So they get me a fucking box of donuts. But guys, I couldn't eat. You don't understand. I don't know how far along I was or how close to death I was or how bad my liver was shot at that particular moment. I found out a couple months later when I had the seizure. But I had no taste buds. None. It's not even like COVID. COVID, you lose your taste, but at least for me, I could taste a little bit. A little enough that I could, chew it and swallow it. I couldn't enjoy it. But when you have zero taste and when your mouth is constantly so dry because your body is so terribly dehydrated, you have nothing that you can't eat. I'm telling you, you cannot eat without taste buds. I didn't know that until then. You can't. Your body just doesn't want to let you chew and swallow. It took me all fucking day to eat part of that donut. I don't even think I ate the whole thing. The whole day. It was terrible. And my mom and brother had to see this. I remember my brother wrote a poem and he showed it to me in that hotel in Florida. My brother was real good at poetry. He actually got some stuff published at one point, but he wrote this fucking poem about me and what I was going through and what he was seeing. And it broke my heart because I only remember a couple of lines. I don't remember them exactly how they were said, but basically it was him talking about my little brother who just not that long ago had everything, was on top of the world. And now he's in this terrible condition. You think it changed anything? No. No. We went back to PA eventually and I kept drinking and then I decided to stop for my girlfriend, and 12 hours later, boom, grand mal seizure in critical condition, cardiac ICU. It's fucking terrible. There's nothing fun about it. Nothing. Let me get down here. FPS, if they see you drinking too much but functioning, they won't say a thing. Once you start getting sloppy or behaving belligerent, then they start saying something. Yeah, usually at that point. I drank too much in Miami, couldn't resist while at the Hard Rock. Well, that's where I was. Yeah, and I was at those pools. And you know how it is. There's half-naked cocktail waitresses bringing around trays filled with pitchers of mixed drinks to people. You know what I mean? And it's like, oh my God, it's so much fucking fun. And you're like, well, that would make it a lot more fun. But I'm very grateful for the fact that I was able to resist. What's up, Joseph Montanaro? I can't do certain cough medicines or mouthwash because they have alcohol in them. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't use anything with alcohol. Sobriety ruins drinking. Shut up. Jason Mikesell, to me, nothing was worse than the cocaine, so I can't even imagine what alcoholism is all about. Oh, compared to cocaine. And cocaine's a nightmare. Don't get me wrong. But when you run out of cocaine, you're suicidal, you're mentally sick, you want to fucking die. But when you run out of alcohol, you're physically sick and mentally sick, and you are going to die. There's no way around it. You heard Don Berlin's wife. I mean, and I've told you my stories. If you're a severe alcoholic and you quit cold turkey, there's a good chance within 24 hours you're going to have a massive heart attack or a stroke, and you're never going to recover. Never. And that's what always happened to me. Every time I went through severe detox, what did they monitor the most? My heart rate. My heart rate was out of fucking control. When they put me in that coma, the reason they did it is because my heart rate from the minute I got on the ambulance, okay, until 2 or 3 days later was 165. That's the red zone. That's fucking dangerous. Okay, it's not good, especially at a resting heartbeat. You're gonna have a heart attack. So why did they give me 64 milligrams of Ativan and snow me into a coma? Because they had no choice. It was the only shot I had, even though there was a good chance that alone would have killed me. That much medication. You heard Kimberly. It is a fucking miracle that I'm still walking. It's a miracle. You know how many doctors have told me that? There's no reason I should still be alive. No reason. And that's not everything. That doesn't even include the heart stuff and everything I went through after that seizure. Just that seizure and what I went through afterwards, the DTs, the heart rate out of control, the coma, 64 milligrams of Ativan. There's no reason I should have survived that. None whatsoever. None. So, I don't know. Like I said, I don't believe in God. I don't believe it's a blessing. I don't believe somebody's watching over me. I believe that I'm the luckiest motherfucker on the planet or one of them. You know what I mean? And I don't attribute it to a man in the sky or anything like that. I attribute it to medicine, science, modern medicine, and what they were able to do for me. I attribute all my my luck, I guess you could say, and as far as my health at that, during that time period, to my doctors. They did the right thing. They took a chance, but it worked. Sorry to hear that. Hope your fight is successful against that damn disease. Mine is heart. Had open heart 2 years ago. I got to behave, LOL or else. Tatone, how old are you, if you don't mind me asking? I drank quite a bit when I was younger, but never had a problem with alcohol. Didn't get hooked on it where I needed to drink. Alcoholism is in my family, too. You're very, very lucky, bro. South Philly is the hood. No, it's not. Well, I mean, there's parts of it, but not where we were moving. Oh yeah. It's awesome. But listen, it's one of my favorite memories with my daughter when we went. You know what I mean? We spent 7 days there, which is not enough. You know what I mean? For all 3 parks, 4 parks, whatever it is, it's not enough. And plus you add the water parks in. But still, it's memories I'll never forget. I have hundreds of pictures from that trip in a Disney photo album. You know what I mean? I have the little autograph book. You get an autograph book, so like the princesses can sign it. The mayor, I had that for my daughter, so every time she would see one of them, she'd get an autograph. It was awesome, bro. If you have a small child, before I'd say 10, take them to Disney World. And let me tell you, it's not as expensive as people think. It's not. I'll tell you when it gets expensive. When you stay in Disney, don't do that. I had a drug and alcohol counselor. He knew how bad I wanted to take my daughter to Disney World. And this guy went to Disney every year with his nephew. He told me exactly how to do it. Now, this was, of course, like 15 years ago. But he said, Chris, you go on Travelocity. You find a hotel not far from Disney, but outside of Disney. You're going to get a hotel $40 a night. It'll be beautiful. Right? And then you buy the park hopper tickets. You know what I mean? You pay for your flight, whatever. Our entire trip, swear to God, this is hotel for 7 days, 7 nights, hotel, airfare for 2, round trip from Baltimore to Orlando, park hopper tickets for both of us, and insurance on the trip. Oh, and shuttle service from the airport to our hotel. We had to pay for that too. The whole fucking thing was $1,200 for 7 days. And then we probably spent another couple of thousand, maybe not even, maybe 1,500, something like that. And we didn't even have to spend that much. We just wanted to buy people gifts and souvenirs. So it's not, and I'm sure till this day, you can, those hotels in Orlando and shit, they rent 365 days a year. It's not like going to Wildwood or Ocean City where they only make money 3 months out of the year and they got to charge these ridiculous rates. You can get a fucking hotel till this day right outside of Disney for probably, I wouldn't doubt, 70, $80 a night. A nice one. You pay for your airfare, which is dirt fucking cheap. And the park hopper tickets are the most. When we got them, they were like $375, $325, I think, for each of us. That's it. 2 or 3 hours, yeah, for me, Jason. Yep. Yeah, no shit, Joseph. I was. It's scary as fuck. It is, man. It's terrible. And yeah, when I say 2 or 3 hours, I'm not exaggerating. Like, I had to drink continuously, nonstop. Like, if I had, say, 7 or 8 shots, I'd be good. The shakes would go away. Something 80 proof, at least. The shakes would go away. My stomach would settle. And I would even have a little tiny bit of a buzz sometimes. But no lie, when I tell you within 2-3 hours of that, I needed to do it all over again. I told you guys, at my worst, I was drinking a half a gallon of vodka a day. I was 19. I weighed 112 fucking pounds when I went into the hospital. Imagine a 112-pound, 19-year-old kid drinking a half a gallon of vodka a day and not eating, not exercising, not doing anything. It was a fucking, I'm telling you, I still have nightmares about it, how bad it was. And then when I went into the hospital, when I was leaving, they told me that you're about 6 months away from full-blown cirrhosis. They told me I had fatty metamorphosis of the liver, which is, I guess, the beginning stages of cirrhosis. They told me I had an enlarged heart and bone marrow damage. I didn't even know there was such a thing, fucking bone marrow damage. But the doctors told me, if you quit drinking altogether, most of this stuff will repair itself. Your heart may take a few years. Your liver won't take as long as you think. And I don't know about the bone marrow damage and all that. I don't know if that ever repaired itself, or if it can. But sure enough, you know what I mean? Like, I put my liver through hell. And then the second time, when I went into the hospital, they checked my cocaine levels. They said my heart should have stopped a long time ago. They've never seen cocaine levels that high in a human being. And my alcohol was out of control. I was drinking like a fucking maniac. And that woman told me on the way out in 2007 from the psych ward, she said, you either have alcohol-related hepatitis or liver disease or cirrhosis or not cirrhosis. It was alcohol-related hepatitis or liver disease. And you could go downhill any day. She told me, watch your fingernails. If they start to turn yellow, the corners of your eyes, your skin, you got to get to a doctor right away. She scared me so much that I ruined my life after that. I had credit cards, guys. I had my DJ business. You have no idea how much money I had. It was insane for a young kid. I was 27, 20, something like that at the time. 26, 27. And I had a 786 credit score. Okay. I had fucking money everywhere. I had been selling coke for so fucking long, and a lot of it, you know what I mean? A lot. I was fucking racking up money. I didn't walk around with less than $5,000 in my pocket. I always had thousands of dollars in a safe, and I had 3 different bank accounts with money in them. I had my business account. I had the account I shared with my girlfriend, and I had my own fucking account. They all had money in them. Once my credit got good, I applied for a few credit cards, one of them being American Express. And I got approved for all of them, but I didn't need them. I didn't even want to use them. So I had them in my wallet when I got out of the hospital. They weren't even activated yet. The lowest limit out of all 3 was $10,000. But she told me I'm fucking dying. So I said, fuck this. Man, I started taking, I told you I went to Wildwood and stayed there for a while by my fucking self. I got an oceanfront suite. Like, I came back here and I took 5,000 just off of one card in cash. You know what I mean? So I could re-up with more. And I just started blowing the fucking money. I gave my mom one of the credit cards to use for whatever she wanted. I figured I'm never going to have to pay them. I'm fucking dying. Yeah. Wrong. Ruined my credit. Went into fucking $50,000 in debt. And then what do I find out? 4 years after that psych ward stay, when I finally get the nerve and the balls to get my liver tested, because I was afraid to. I didn't want to know if I was dying. My doctor would always ask me and I would say no. Finally, 4 years later, I decided to. My liver enzymes were 42. My doctor said to me, your liver enzymes are actually better than mine, like lower. Because he drinks like on the weekends and stuff. He said he has a few drinks. He said, it's literally your liver enzymes, the level is perfect. It's perfect. So a dumb nurse told me I was fucking dying, and I was not. I'm still here till this day, right? And I get blood work all the time. Matter of fact, I'm scheduled for some now. I have to get done very soon. I got to fast. But my liver enzymes, no problem. Fucking stupid bitch. She's lucky I didn't leave and blow my fucking brains out on her word. You know what I mean? You don't realize how many people you hurt while you were dealing with drinking. Oh, yeah. Miss McGinnis, my last addiction and recovery show, if you saw it, I wasn't bullshitting, guys. I wasn't trying to entertain you. That's how I really feel. I fucking battle demons every fucking day. And what's it all about? It's not about what I've done to myself, because I'm fine now. It's what I've done to other people. Even when I was in the shower, it's always on my mind. Just a little while ago, I was like, you know what, Chris, you've done things that you don't even remember, but they remember. I guarantee it. Because most people, they don't want to talk to you about that stuff, especially once it's over. They don't want the reminder. But I bet you if I asked my mom, tell me some crazy shit I did when I was under the influence, or if I asked my daughter or my best friends, whatever, they're going to tell me shit I have no idea. I had no idea I did. It's fucking sad. And you got to spend the rest of your life wondering, how bad did I hurt these people? And I'm telling you, it brings me to such a dark place sometimes. I got to be careful what I say, but you know what I'm talking about. It brings me to a place where I just don't even understand the fucking point of going on. You know what I mean? It's because you can't change it. You can't fix it. You can't make up for it. You can't. What's done is done. And most of us, the people we love, we would die before we would cause them any pain. But we have to face that we did most likely cause them years of it. You can't ever really make up for that. They could say they forgive you and stuff. They're always going to have it in the back of their head. Once you've shown a person that side of yourself, they never look at you the same again. And I know there's people in my life that'll never look at me the same again. That's the hardest part. It's terrible. I had hallucinations for a week straight. Talking to people who weren't there woke me up. I had seizures. I was basically dying. Yeah, bro, you've been through it then. You know how it feels. It's terrible. Yeah, Jason, it is. It is. And yeah, alcoholism is the worst, in my opinion. It almost feels like you're high when you're going through the DTs. Oh, yeah, because you're hallucinating. You're seeing all types of different crazy shit, shadow people. I told you. After I came out of that coma, the DTs were still so bad that I kicked the nurse right in her fucking stomach. I didn't want to. I didn't try to. I thought she was trying to kill me. I woke up and I was seeing shadow fucking people every night. And then one night I wake up and here's this nurse in my room leaning over my bed and the lights are out. I didn't even know she was a nurse. I didn't know she was a woman. But I was scared. I was fighting because DTs, you think you got bugs crawling on you. You think people are coming after you. You're seeing all types of shit that isn't there. They strapped me down after that. Strapped me down to the fucking bed. Ankles, wrists, everything. I wasn't moving after that. And that was a negotiation with my mom. They wanted to commit me right then. And my mom begged and pleaded with them not to. So instead, they strapped me down. And that's how I stayed the rest of my stay. It's amazing how, like muscle atrophy and all that shit. Like, I couldn't walk after I left that hospital. Barely. My legs were shot. I had been in bed so long that they had to get me a cane. And I walked with a cane for a couple of weeks after that. I would go to my outpatient rehab with a cane. My doctor said my body can't go through another bout with alcohol and drugs. It would kill me. Well, listen to him, bro, because it probably will. My father passed at 63 due to liver cancer from drinking. Surprised he even made it to 63, pounding a fifth of Jack every day at a minimum. If you don't mind me asking, Jason, was he still drinking when he died? Yeah, I think I am, Jason. And I have survivor's guilt about that. Don't think I don't. Because I had friends that were way better people than me, smarter than me, more talented than me, you name it. Just better people in society. And they died like it was nothing. I had a friend, I told you, he was eating cocaine, just had a seizure and dropped fucking dead. I had friends that died in car accidents that never did a goddamn bad thing to anyone, lived legit lives. My friend Angela is an Italian girl. One of the first people I met when I moved here. She was 18 years old. She was driving to Votech. It was like her senior year, whatever. She's going to be graduating soon. She was 8 months pregnant. She's driving to school one morning, and this is no lie. She had a brand new Chevy Cavalier, brand new, that she bought herself because she worked 2 fucking jobs and went to school. And they've never figured it out, but the front driver's side wheel was loose, and it came off. She was on a curvy road, and she died, and so did the baby. I still visit her grave. A lot of people, but yet my ass, my drug dealing scumbag ass got to live, and I'm still here. I don't get it. Yeah, Miss McGinnis, pretty much. Joseph Montanaro, don't forget your unyielding resolve to keep away from the booze, FBS. You have some serious willpower. Yeah, I guess I do. And thank you for that. If only I could apply it to this shit. It's my next fucking hate. I don't even like smoking anymore, but I can't stop. Fucking hate it. I hate the fucking smell. I hate the fucking ashes. I hate the fucking mess it makes. I hate everything. That's an addiction. When you don't even like doing it anymore, but you can't stop. But yeah, as far as alcohol and shit, I do. I absolutely do. I have some willpower when it comes to that. And you know what it is, guys? I'm nobody special. I'm just when I get determined to do something, I can't fail at it. And I am determined to die without a single substance in my body, which means, considering you could die at any time, you can't use at all anymore. Because what if I do some coke and have a drink today and I get hit by a fucking bus later? I didn't reach my goal. I made promises that I don't know when I die, but when I do, there isn't going to be anything in my body like that. Nothing. I'm not going to die of drugs. I'm not going to die from alcohol. And I'm determined to stay clean, and I'm determined to win at life and be successful. I'm determined to do every fucking thing in my power to at least make the people I've hurt proud of me. You know what I mean? If nothing else. They may never forgive me, but at least they'll see my progress. They'll know I tried. And their last memory of me will be a healthy one. You know what I mean? That's what I want. Why do you think I'm trying so many different things to lose weight? And since I started dieting, I'm down like 24, 25 pounds now. Because I don't want the people I love to see me like that, all fat and out of shape and fucking, you know what I mean? I don't want that. I'm determined to meet a whole lot of different goals, to make myself the best person I can make myself. And everybody should be. You can't go wrong. You set a little goal for yourself every day or every month, every 3 months, whatever. And as long as you reach that goal, then you're better than you were before you set out on that journey. Yeah, well, Rolex and race cars, it's like Southwest Philly is bad and shit. You know what I mean? South Philly though, nah, it's fucking nice. Yeah, it is Rolex and race cars. Yeah, same. Disney World is awesome, mind you. I dropped nearly 10 grand for 2 weeks, including the Airbnb. Brutal. Not on. Oh, it was worth it, Jason. If you're talking to me. Oh, you're saying, I'm sorry. I thought you said, but was it worth it? But it was worth it. Yeah, your 10 grand. I'm sure it was, bro. That's like I say about those Miami trips. I'd say that first Miami trip was 10 to 11 grand. No doubt about it. No doubt. Because just in my head, off of eating, the hotel, the rental cars, the airfare, all that shit, I can count up to about $8,000 right there. And then there's food and souvenirs and fucking the casino trips and stuff like that. 10 to 11,000. The second trip was probably about 8,000, I'd say. And don't forget, we went twice in 2 months. So yeah, that was. But you know what? Worth every fucking dime. Some of my favorite memories we made in fucking Miami and Fort Lauderdale. I fucking absolutely love it there. I hate the traffic. I'm not one for partying and all that stuff, but man, just staying in a 5-star luxury suite facing the ocean. You know what I mean? Ordering in every night, walking out to the beach, sitting on the beach, going in the ocean, swimming, then going out to some beautiful restaurant at night, walking around and in the nice weather, sights to see. It's just so much fucking fun, man. Now remember, to a lot of people, that's a joke. They're like, oh my God, he makes a big deal over Miami trip. Well, yeah, I do, because I really haven't been anywhere. I'll be the first to tell you that. I've been basically up and down the East Coast, and not even that. I haven't even really been that far north. I mean, from Pennsylvania or from New York to Pennsylvania to and outside of Pennsylvania, I've traveled to Florida. So I've been through those states: Virginia, North and South Carolina, Georgia. That's it. I've never seen any. I've never been on the West Coast. I've never been in the Midwest. So, it is a big deal for me. When you're used to going to the beach in fucking Wildwood, New Jersey, or Cape May, or Ocean City, Maryland, and going to Miami or Fort Lauderdale is a whole different experience. It doesn't even seem like it's in this country. It's so fucking beautiful. FPS, I bet you never thought you'd be where you are now. No, I never did. I never did, especially where I am now. I've talked about it before, guys. It's amazing. It's amazing. You got to realize, none of my friends, except for one, the guy you've seen in here, Camouflage. Well, I ain't gonna lie. There's a couple of my closest friends who know, but they don't watch this shit or anything. They did in the beginning, but no one else. Like my circle of friends in my neighborhoods and stuff, they have no fucking idea. They don't know this shit. They would be fucking shocked if all of a sudden I went on Facebook and started posting interviews with Robert Eiler and Vincent Piazza and people like that. They would be fucking shocked. They wouldn't believe it. But I don't want anybody to know. You know what I mean? Even my family, only my immediate family knows. That's it. My brother, my mother, my daughter, my wife, my stepkids. That's it. I don't tell anybody about this shit. So it is a trip, because I don't care what you say. Say what you want about me. Yes, it's a very small channel. Yes, I'm certainly nowhere near being wealthy. Matter of fact, the way things have been going, I might be homeless soon. But how many people have gotten to experience the shit I have in the last 18 months? It's really fucking unbelievable. It is. And I'm grateful for every fucking minute of it, even the drama and the bullshit. You know what I mean? All the interviews, like, It's crazy. I can't watch a mob movie now without seeing a person I interviewed. You know how many people just from The Sopranos I've interviewed? It's my favorite show in the history of my life. It's my favorite show of all time. It's crazy, man. And a lot of these people I keep in contact with. You know what I'm saying? I still talk to from time to time. I told you I emailed back and forth with Vincent Piazza like 2 weeks ago. It's an incredible life. And to have all of you guys, like I know you're going to be here every time I turn the show on, I hit live. You know, to think that I get donations from 4 different continents. That's my paycheck every month is made up of money from 4 different continents. It's really fucking insane. It's beautiful. It is. So I wouldn't change it for the world. And yes, I have sobriety to thank for this. Because guys, if I started drinking today, this would be over tomorrow. Guaranteed. Not just because I would give up on it and end it and just be back into my addiction and only be concerned with that, but because once you guys saw me in that state, you'd never want anything to do with me again. Fuck that. I ain't giving this shit up. I ain't giving up my marriage, my home, all the possessions I've accumulated, the stuff, the money we've been able to save. I'm not. Nah, bro. For drugs or alcohol, I'd die first. I mean it. I just wish everybody struggling with addiction or currently in recovery or starting recovery had all the luck that I had. So it would be easy for you too. Because one thing I've learned is that the most powerful tool against sobriety, against addiction, is happiness. Happiness. Maybe I should have said the most successful, tool for successful recovery is happiness. If you're happy, if you enjoy getting up every day, like I do, if you don't even go to sleep until you absolutely have to because you're just having fun. You're having fun on your phone. You're having fun in your house, or whatever you may be doing. Watching Idaho murders videos, playing a fucking slots game on my phone. Whatever. Not for money. Play slots, I would never do that. That's fucking just, you're bound to lose. But little stuff like that I do. I could sit on my phone. I have such an inquisitive mind, as you guys know. I could sit on my phone with nothing but Google and keep myself busy for hours. Because I want to know so much. I always have a question in my head. So like when you have it like that and you look forward to your wife's days off because you just want to spend time with her, and you look forward to hanging out with your stepkids and your daughter, and your relationship with your mother is pretty much repaired, and you're getting along with her, and you get to see her smile because of things you do for her, giving her some money to go shopping with. I love doing that randomly. You know what I mean? Buying her dinner couple of nights a week, ordering her whatever she wants, stuff like that. Then you tend to be a happy person when you have all that in your life. FPS, you sharing your experiences and the fact you were able to get sober and start this great YouTube channel and attract this amazing community. You are a true inspiration, brother. Thank you. Well, that's the other thing I didn't mention. The fact that my sobriety makes me capable of helping you guys with yours. And I'm not a drug and alcohol counselor. I don't have any degrees. I'm a fucking 10th grade dropout with a fucking a GED. But for whatever reason, I got such good, loyal people that support me that I know I could do these addiction and recovery shows, and you guys can find comfort in it. And it gives me a purpose. Because that other bullshit I do might just be just that bullshit. Shit talking and whatever. But this, you can't knock this. I'm not on these addiction and recovery shows to make money. It doesn't matter to me. I've never asked for a donation on an addiction and recovery show. I don't think I have. I do these, I don't care how much time it takes out of my day and shit. It's the most purposeful thing I do. I wanted to do this since I got clean and sober. It's a dream come true for me. Even to have 70 people in here right now, it's nothing compared to my regular shows. So what? That's 70 people that listen to my stories and then take some sort of comfort from it and maybe even inspiration. And I get the same from you guys, you know? When I talk to somebody like War about his story, I'm inspired. You know what I mean? Don Berlin, I'm inspired. Kimberly Berlin, and a lot of you guys in the chat, I'm inspired, for real. Oh, Ben Piggin, it's fucking terrible, bro. Don't even get me started. It's fucking terrible. You guys know I got a defibrillator placed. Now let me explain this surgery. It's nothing. It's not in my chest. Like the newer defibrillators are subcutaneous, meaning they go right under your skin. That's it. They're not inside your chest. There's not wires into your fucking blood vessels and veins and shit. No. My defibrillator is right here. You can see it. See that lump right there, right? All they had to do was slice me right there so they could, slide it in. And then they had to slice me right here so they could run the wires. There's basically I think like a negative and a positive or some shit that are right here placed on my chest. And they run to the defibrillator. This way they monitor my heart. It's like an all-day EKG basically. And they're right over here somewhere. And that's it. So it's 2 incisions. You slice the thing in. The surgery takes probably 45 minutes. No bullshit. Do you know how much that cost? Now, the defibrillator is $5,000. That's the price of it. You know how much the surgery cost? I've never even seen an even number. Like an even, no change, no nothing. Just on a medical bill till this. I got a bill for exactly $100,000. Exactly $100,000. Not $100,001 and some change. No. Nope. 100,000 fucking bucks. Unbelievable. And you know how long I was in the hospital for? 4 hours. Because these things, they put it in, you're out. You recover for about an hour and you're out the door. They prescribe you a little medicine for pain, whatever, and you're gone. I mean, 100,000 bucks. But I can't complain because I'm alive, and you can't put a price on that. Yeah, majorly awesome we do, bro. I know it's hard, and you'll find yourself. I'm sorry, and you'll find. I know it's hard, and you'll find me your own way to do it. Maybe you just meant you'll find your own way to do it. But you need to find yourself a way to make peace with yourself. You need to find a way to make peace with yourself. I can't fucking read. Yeah, I know, and I'm working on it, but no progress so far. I never watched Jacob's Ladder. I've heard of it, of course, but I never watched it. Yeah, Jason Mikesell. I know. They freaked out about it. I know. Fucking dummies. Oh, 100%, Jason. 100%. Let me get down here. I'm still way, way behind. FBS, you always speak from the heart on the Addiction and Recovery Show. I appreciate you. Well, thank you, Miss McGinnis. I appreciate you for listening and supporting me always. FBS, ever think about trying to switch to I don't want to get into it, bro. I don't. It's not healthy. My doctor tells me all the fucking time. I've asked her. The first questions they ask: you still smoking? You vaping at all? And I always ask: is vaping better? And they say no. It's just as bad, but in a different way. We don't want you vaping. I mean, so I told you their advice is always cut down as much as you can. And I'm sure once I cut down a lot, they would say, okay, now try to quit. But where I'm at now, they tell me trying to quit might cause more stress than continuing to smoke. And that stress might kill you quicker than smoking. So Well, that's good, Jason. Maybe I'll try it. Tony Soflo did send me a couple of vapes. There's one that I hit every now and then. It's delicious as fuck, but it hasn't, replaced smoking. You'll quit when you no longer see yourself in the picture you hold of yourself in your mind. As a smoker, the picture of non-smoker will control your conscious behavior of smoking. Probably. Requiem for a Dream I saw a long time ago, but I barely remember it. Yeah, I don't have a passport either, bro. The way things are going with the economy now would be a good time to find a job. There's surplus. Oh, shut the fuck up, Luke Warner. This is my job. You're at it. You're at it. You go find the job. You know what I mean? Listen, to you, Luke, if it got to the point where I'm really not making enough to pull my own weight and take care of my family, then I would do whatever it takes. Okay. Luckily, it hasn't gotten to that point. And you know what I attribute it to? It's just like a sales job, anything. You have slow seasons. You have my only slow time is January through maybe April. That's it. And yeah, I just got to deal with it. But that's why when you're making a lot of money, you got to save some, for the slow times. I'd much rather do that than go work in a fucking factory again. That's a last resort. And guess what? Shanna ain't having it. Shanna does not want me working in a factory again. For a lot of reasons. I used to be in your neck of the woods twice a week, York, PA. I was a steel hauler, delivered to York Steel from Canada 14 years or so ago. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. I always hated it here, but like I said, lately I'm starting to appreciate it more and more. I smoked 2 to 3 packs and hate it just because of the money I could save. 2 to 3 packs a day. Well, I've been up to 2 for sure. FPS, you have a strong intellectual curiosity. I can relate. I can spend hours on Google and Wikipedia just researching shit I'm interested in. Well, yeah, you see how I get, right? I went from not caring about the Idaho murders to literally the day I started reading about it, within a couple of days, I knew everything there was to know. You know what I mean? And I keep up because now I can't stop gaining enough information. I want to know everything. And today was a huge blow. We're not going to find, because of that gag order, we ain't finding out shit about the fucking Idaho murders until the preliminary. That'll be the next information we get. And guess what? They scheduled the preliminary for fucking June 26th. What? 6 fucking months, almost 7 months away? Holy shit. But we got to deal with it. It's going to be a long time before we get answers. But, hopefully some stuff will leak. I honestly hope so. I don't think it's going to hurt the case. I think the fucking press and shit should sue them for that fucking bullshit gag order. Let me get down here. Chicago's cig prices also. I can only imagine. That's great, Brian. Good for you, bro. 5 to 7 a day? Oh, yeah, you might as well quit altogether. Jason, you're probably right. Yeah, Ghetto Press, for me, it's not even the money. I don't mind the money. I don't even notice. It's the fucking health. You know what I mean? It's the health that I'm worried about. I'm behind on the show, but I'm glad I can't handle alcohol really well. I fucked up my liver with bad ecstasy, and even though liver rejuvenator, whatever the word is, it's always a soft spot for me. Well, yeah, you're better off not doing anything then that's going to hurt your liver. FBS, you went from indifferent to expert in no time at all. That's because when I get into something, there's no stopping me. There's no stopping me. It's just like when I get interested in a certain part of mob history, I don't stop till I know every fucking single thing that ever happened during that time period. Do you think he did it on the Idaho murders? Without a doubt. No question. Luke Warner, I keep up on the Idaho murders by reading the news, listening to this one or that one. For me is meaningless. Well, what the fuck, Luke? Is there any more shit you could talk? Then get the fuck out of here, bro. Jesus fucking Christ. Another one in here to talk shit. First the job comment, now this. Bye, Luke. Douchebag. Let me tell you something. You're not going to get nearly as much from the news as you're going to get from us. The news is too goddamn afraid to talk about a lot of it. Flesh out the picture of being a smoker user through repetitive mental rehearsal, visualization, and imagining ourselves as non-users at the point the sun will direct our behavior to reject users. Yeah, maybe I got to start doing that. Oh my God, I did tons of research, Miss McGinnis, and I still do. Throughout the day, I'll go to YouTube, I'll use the filter, I'll put in Idaho murders, and through the filter, I'll click last hour. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I'll click today, see if there's anything I missed. But some of these guys, I mean, I mostly provide commentary in my opinions. Some of these guys, like Crime Circus and 10 to Life, fucking amazing. Amazing. But hopefully I'll get better at it as I go too. Yeah, I've seen that. Majorly Awesome, yeah. With Kaylee. And there was actually, I think, 2 more after that. No, not that one, no. But I have read, what is it, Helter Skelter, I think. All right, so listen, guys, 1 hour and 15 minutes. I'm going to shut it down. Take a look at these numbers on the ticker. I know most of you know them well, but you know my spiel at the end of every video. Write them down. The Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, 988, and the National Addiction Hotline. I still got Kimberly Berlin's information up here. I'm such a douche, but it's good because I'm sure a lot of you could use her services. So remember these numbers, okay? Write them down, put them in your purse, your pocket, your man bag, your fanny pack, your fourth pocket, your fucking, if you're a kangaroo, put them in your pouch. If you're a chick who likes to put shit in your bra, put it there. Do whatever you got to do, but keep these numbers close by. All right, guys, stay strong on your road to recovery. Don't let anything knock you off of that path. Always remember what's important. And I hope you all find as much happiness as I have, you know. But I'll see you guys next Tuesday for another addiction and recovery show. And from now till then, I'll see you a whole bunch of times for my other types of shows, different types of shows. All right, guys, thanks for everything. I love you all. And until next time, salute.